Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 19 Liverpool career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for loving sport on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of these episodes, we're quickly going to recap on the previous. And unfortunately, in the previous episode, we suffered our first defeat, and that was the first game that we played in the Premier League against Spurs. It was our first loss in the Premier League, and we sadly lost 2-0. And the unfortunate thing to come out of that is both goals come from a set piece. Eriksen whipped the free kick in, Harry Kane got his head to it, looped it over Alisson, it was in the back of the net. That was just before half-time. And then in the second half, coming to the end of the game, ball was whipped in, shot was pretty much, it was a shot from a free kick, hit the crossbar, ricocheted off, Dele Alli jumped, got his head to it, Alisson couldn't get across the goal and keep the ball out. So we did suffer our first defeat against Spurs in the previous episode. But in the second game in the previous episode, we managed to bounce back. We were playing Brighton on the 1st of January. So the January transfer window had just opened. We faced off against Brighton. We unfortunately didn't keep a clean sheet, but we did beat them 4-1. So I was very happy with that victory. And now, unfortunately, I do believe we've had 15 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss. Now, in Season 1, I mentioned this in the comment section, in Season 1, we only lost 1 game throughout the whole season, and that was to Huddersfield. This year, it might be to Spurs. And don't get me wrong, Spurs are a big club in London. They've got some fantastic young players in there. They've got a lot of talent in Eriksen, Dele Alli, Harry Kane, Harry Winks, Lloris, great keeper between the sticks, Toby Alderweireld. They've got plenty of talent amongst the team. It's just unfortunate we have lost our first game in Season 2 of the Liverpool career mode. Now, a few things to touch on before we get into today's episode, guys. Now, one of them, and I'll say it first so you guys understand, a lot of people have been saying, Brad, these episodes are 30 minutes. It's mainly you talking. I apologise, guys. I honestly apologise. I get told in real life, in the real world, that sometimes I talk a little bit too much. And unfortunately, that does happen in this career mode. Sometimes I'll be talking for 8-9 minutes at the start. And all I can say is I'm sorry. I'm going to try and cut that down. So moving on from that, because I don't want to talk too much at the start. Otherwise, I'm literally just contradicting myself. The Coutinho straw poll. Loads of you said, Brad, there's no Coutinho straw poll. I didn't get to vote yes or no. And unfortunately, in episode 53, I did forget to put the Coutinho straw poll of whether we should bring him back to Liverpool or not in the description and comment section. So it will now be in the description and comment section of this video. So definitely go down there and give it a vote. The other thing I quickly want to talk about, but we're not really going to talk, we're just going to take action, and that is our first signing. So if we go over to the transfer hub, I did mention in the previous episode we would be signing Sandro Tonali, who is currently linked with Liverpool in real life. So we're just going to jump straight into this dead early on into the episode, and we're going to try and sign this young centre mid on also central defensive midfielder. In fact, he's up there as a central defensive midfielder. Overall 71, age 19. He's valued at 4 million. Look at the money we've got. 277 million to spend and 182 in the wage budget. What I'm actually going to do is, it might be a bit of a risk this, but because I don't want this player, I'm actually going to go ahead and offer Diego Godin for him. Now, I know you guys might be thinking, Brad, he's valued at 24 million. We can't actually sell him now. I'm quickly, actually, just before I say that, I'm going to flick through and see if there's anyone else we could offer. Maybe Dani Alves. Would they take Dani Alves? They're not looking. They're looking to bring in a centre-back, full-back, or a striker. Okay, so let's look. Offer other position. Let's look at see. We could now offer Diego Godin. Strikers. We could offer Owoni. Let's offer Owoni. I know some people say, Brad, you should never really offer a player because you end up paying more. So do you know what? We're not going to get through to that now. So he doesn't want to take a player for some reason. So let's just go ahead and offer. Let's offer 6 million. 2 million more than he's valued at. He should accept that. There we go. Fair offer. And I'm happy to bring Tonali to Liverpool because we do, of course, keep this Liverpool career mode as realistic as possible. And that player there, Sandro Tonali, is currently linked, and Klopp is looking at bringing him in this summer. So let's get down to business when it comes to the wage. He's only on 1.3 thousand a week right now. So let's count. In fact, he's gone for the lowest thing possible, so that's fine. Let's accept that prospect. Yeah, you can have that, not a problem. Now, a few of you might be thinking, Brad, why are you bringing this player in? I think because Henderson just isn't there for me right now. Henderson is not a player that I want in the team. I think he's a great player, but I think right now we got Fabinho that can play CDM. If we're going to bring this Sandro Tonali, we got Marco Grujic. I think realistically, Oh, he wants a release clause. Look, I'm not going to accept a release clause, and certainly not of 10 million. Come on, accept that. There we go, moving forwards. He wants 5k a week and 46. Right, so let's just go counter. Let's edit the wage. Let's take this down. Let's not offer him a signing on bonus because, I mean, he's 19, so, and let's just offer him 6k a week. Let's see if he bites on that. 6k a week. It's not quite what his client is looking for, but he's eager to join the club. There we go. So we've already made our first signing in today's episode. Sandro Tonali to play in that CDM position behind Fabinho alongside Marco Grujic, because realistically, he's not that far off catching up to Marco Grujic. So there we go. One transfer done in the January transfer window already. Now, I did mention it a little bit earlier on. Coutinho Strawper wasn't in the description. Why would a Coutinho right now? Go down and vote whether you'd like to bring him back or not. And it's also down to you guys in today's episode to let me know down below in the comment section if there's any realistic players you would like me to bring in, because obviously we're trying to keep this realistic, and I know we may not be doing a season 3 at Liverpool, but it doesn't matter because the Ajax one might get cancelled and not the Liverpool career mode, and we need to make sure that we're on top of it and ready to go in to the next season. So moving on now, guys, we are going to get into this game against Luton Town in the FA Cup, and this is the lineup we are putting out against them. We've got Ryan Sessegnon out on that left wing, Anderson Talisca at striker, Junior out on the right wing, Milner linking up with Ramsey in the central midfield role. We've got Henderson in the central defensive midfield, Tierney, Jimenez, Tar and Semedo at the back with Bailey in goal. Now, what I'm actually going to do now, I'm thinking about it, is I'm going to drop Marco, in fact, I'm going to drop Fabinho, and I'm going to bring the new man in, Sandro Tonali. We can see how he gets on, switch him for Alves. Now, a few people I did see had left a comment saying, Brad, is there anyone you're looking to offload? Yeah, I am looking to offload the right back Dani Alves. I'm looking to offload some of the Liverpool youngsters, and I'm also going to try and get rid of Godin in this January transfer window. But unfortunately, I cannot offload them. I have to swap him, so maybe we can try and swap him in the Coutinho deal or any other player that we go in for. But I would appreciate if you guys could leave a comment down below, let me know if you think there's anyone we should go after. But right now, it's all about this game against Luton Town. We're coming off the back end of a 4-1 victory against Brighton. We're past the 2-0 loss to Spurs. I thought the heads were going to drop. They didn't, so let's make sure we progress through to the next stages of the FA Cup. I mean, when you think about it, Luton Town, it should be a walk through the town, you could say, but it's always teams like this that Liverpool struggle against in real life, or at least used to. And that's because Luton Town have seen they've been drawn against Liverpool, the team top of the Premier League right now. It's a great experience for some of the players to play against Liverpool players. But not only that, Luton Town have got nothing to lose, so they're just going to throw everybody out there, play as hard as they can, look for a goal, and they're just going to play football. And that's what happens when the smaller teams come up against the bigger teams. If a team like, I don't know, let's say Shrewsbury come out against Chelsea, everyone would back Chelsea to win, but Shrewsbury will just come out and think, do you know what, we're playing against Chelsea, we may as well just go for this. But it is going to be Luton Town to kick us off in this first half, and let's get it down to business. Let's go to Liska. Nicely done. See, straight away, already out passing nicely. Let's get in there, good lad. There we go. Henderson now up to Talisca. Talisca gets battled off the ball there. Far too easy. There we go. Let's go now. Ramsey over this far side looking for Sessegnon. Sessegnon easy in behind here. Go on, Ryan Sessegnon. Should be 1-0. Should be 1-0. It is 1-0. 3 minutes, and that is the thing that Luton Town cannot afford to do, and that is break the defence up. You'll see on that counter-attack, I think it was the left-back and one of the centre-backs was the only players back. They pushed everyone forward, and once I got behind that centre-back number 16, it was a walk in the park. I run at the goalkeeper and slotted it in that top right. And Ryan Sessegnon scores his first goal in the FA Cup. Good lad. I'm 1-0 up after just 4 minutes. Ramsey holding the ball nicely. Let's go into Junior. Junior going to drop the shoulder round his man. Beautiful. Junior makes it 2-0. You cannot give Junior the chance to drop that shoulder and roll the defender, otherwise he's in behind, and that is exactly one of the reasons I bought him. Salah can't do that every time, but Junior has no problem. Look at this ball, he's facing backwards, ball in, there's the drop of the shoulder, drops it round his man and buries it in the opposite corner. First goal in the FA Cup for Junior as well, and we're already 2-0 up. I'm thinking this could be 6 or 7-0, lads. go round to Henderson. Henderson straight through to Junior now. Junior's got to cut this back. Nicely done. We've got Talisca near the back post. Ball in now. Looking for Talisca. Ramsey gets there. It's 3-0. I said to you guys, 6 or 7-0 is not looking impossible right now. We're 3-0 up after 36 minutes. I do feel sorry for the Luton Town fans and players. It's going to be a difficult and a very long game for them. But Junior tried to whip it in to Talisca. It comes more towards the near post for Ramsey. And he climbs and gets his head on it. And that is also Ramsey's first goal in the FA Cup. All these players getting their first goal in the FA Cup. And hopefully many more to come. But now I think about it, this is our first game in the FA Cup. So that would probably explain why. Jump for that one. Nicely done. Go straight up now to Talisca. Talisca. Ramsey. Laying it off now to Junior. Beautiful ball through. Junior! Oh, it should be 4-0. Finally, the Luton Town keeper pulls off a decent save. And keeps it at 3-0. I'm pretty sure this game is over. Nice ball in now. Looking for Ramsey. Keeper comes out and punches. Henderson going to chase this one down. Let's go into Jonathan Tah, who looks to turn. I was going to shoot with Jonathan Tah, but the referee blows for half-time. 3-0 half-time. Realistically now, I'm thinking 5, 6, maybe even 7-0 is not difficult for us to achieve. We're absolutely all over this Luton Town team. And I think what I'm actually going to do now is, because Milner's looking a little worse for worse, I'm going to take Milner, I'm going to move Henderson into Milner's position, take Milner off, and bring on the new signing who we've just signed at the start of today's episode, Sandro Tonali, for his debut against Luton Town in the FA Cup. Let's see how he gets on. And then I think a little later on I'm going to look at Shaqiri for Junior and Ings for Talisca, because of course Talisca is our backup to Bobby Firmino. We don't really have another out-and-out striker, which may potentially be the reason why we look for one in January. But Anderson Talisca is the man to kick us off in this first half, and let's see what extra damage we can do to them. Ball through to Sessegnon. Through to Junior, who's just running the defenders now. Junior coming forward, cutting this back. Junior taken out. It's going to be a penalty. Oh, that is not good news for Luton Town. Not good news at all. Justin gives away a penalty. This could potentially be 4-0. That is the best thing about having Sessegnon, Mane, Salah, Junior. When they get into the box, they're so dangerous, because if they cut back and a defender catches them, 9 out of 10 times it's going down as a penalty, and it is going to be Anderson Talisca to try and slot this home in the top right corner. Anderson Talisca makes it 4. Beautiful, beautiful goal there from Anderson Talisca. Well taken penalty, and it puts us 4-0 up in the 47th minute. Yeah, this is going to be 6 or 7-0. I can't see them scoring, and I can see easily another 2 or 3 goals coming from ourselves. Beautifully tucked away. Well done, Anderson Talisca. And that's also his first goal in the Emirates FA Cup. Let's mark up. They've only got 3 defenders back here. If we win this ball and try and get... Oh, and Hilton gets there. And George Bailey, it was his first time having to attempt to pull off a save. But luckily enough, it was wide of goal. Oh, he's dragged there by the defender. But Junior is going to do everything he can. Let's try and slot a ball in towards that back post now. Into Henderson. Henderson with the header. And it's over the bar. Yeah, he falls to the floor, and so he should. So much space there. Should have tucked that one away. Junior tries to turn his man. He's done well. Let's slot that in behind now for Semedo. Into the middle. Looking for Talisca. It's 5-0. Oh, it's easy. Easy football. Nice little lofted pass in there from Nelson Semedo. He has been an incredible right back. Great sign. And if you guys are looking for a right back and you don't want to go and get Trent, Semedo is unbelievable. Beautiful weighted ball in there to Anderson Talisca, who battles the defender. Look at this. Jumps for it, powers his header through it, and takes out the defender. Pure strength from Anderson Talisca, who now puts us up to 5-0 after just 60 minutes now. Let's close this down now, lads. I like the fact that Sandro likes to stay deep for me. I've noticed that he doesn't like to... And here's Sandro Tonali now, playing a ball through to Talisca, waiting for the overlap now of Junior. Junior in behind, cutting in. Nice little dig in now, looking for Anderson Talisca, who gets his head to it, but can't unfortunately slot that ball home for his hat-trick, and we are going to have to now look at taking him off. So Anderson Talisca off for Danny Ings, Shaqiri on for Junior, and then we'll slightly have to change the formation, because right now we play a centre forward as a false 9, but we need it as a striker, which unfortunately every time you do that, the striker and the right wing change. Now supposedly this is fixed in the last patch, so let's take a look as we back out. Oh, Ings is still showing a strike and Shaqiri's still on that right wing. Let's just double check. Yeah, looks like everything's okay there. Out wide now to Sessegnon. Sessegnon waiting for the overlap of Thierry. Thierry looks at pushing on now. He's going to get intercepted. But Thierry's going to battle for that ball and he wins it back. Let's go, Thierry. We're going to have Shaqiri coming in back post. Beautiful ball in. There! Oh, Shaqiri! Oh, that was close.
Well, it may have taken a bobble, Martin. Let's be generous.
Beautiful ball in there from Kieran Thierry. Shaqiri gets to it, but he doesn't put it on target. We're 5-0 up with 5 minutes to go. Can we push on to get that 6th goal and finish 6-0? I said 6 or 7-0. Can we get there? Tonali to Ramsey, straight up to Danny Ings. Danny Ings coming forwards now, going to play it through, looking for Ryan Sessegnon. Ryan Sessegnon is going to snatch it into the path of Danny Ings. Oh, could have been 6-0. Oh, beautiful link-up play there with Ryan Sessegnon and Danny Ings. Should have maybe went for a finesse in that far right corner instead of put my laces through it and straight at the keeper. Can we score from this corner? Let's look for Jonathan Tah. He normally likes a header. Nice little ball in now, looking for Jonathan Tah. Jonathan Tah's there, but it's cleared away only as far as Jimenez, who lays it out to Henderson. First time ball in. Shaqiri back post. Shaqiri's there. It's denied and out for another corner. As Tonali comes to collect this ball, Semedo in fact gets it up to Henderson. And as Henderson receives the ball from Semedo, the referee blows for full time. I said at the start, after the first goal or two, we could have potentially got 6 or 7-0. We beat them 5-0. We keep a clean sheet and we score 5 goals. It was an absolute walk in the park. I hate to say that. If there's any Luton Town fans out there, I do apologise. But after scoring that first goal with Ryan Sessegnon after 3-4 minutes, I knew it was going to be a walk in the park. We could easily get in behind the defenders, and that's exactly what we did. Aaron Ramsey, did he score actually? Did Aaron Ramsey score? He did score, and he also picks up man of the match with a 9.6 rating. Tonali getting an 8 rating, considering he come on late into the game, or I think he come on at half time. I think Tonali done very well indeed. Jimenez had a great game. Kieran Tierney, Semedo. I mean, when you look at the ratings, apart from Shaqiri, Danny Ings, who come on very late into the game, Bailey only got a 7.5, but didn't have to do too much. We absolutely dominated them. Look at that: 3 shots, 2 on target for Luton Town, 15 shots, 10 on target for ourselves. That's a nice way to go into this second game, because realistically, we're coming off the back end now of a 5-0 victory. Right guys, and here we are back at the Central, about to face off against Wolverhampton Wanderers at Anfield for our 20th game. We currently sit 6 points clear of second place Arsenal. Now, you know at the start of today's episode I discussed that I don't want to talk too much, so I'm just going to get down to the nitty gritty bit. So exactly what we're going to do now, before we get into the Wolves game, we're going to jump over to the office, read through the emails, because off camera I tend to accept like loan offers, I tend to accept transfer offers for some of the younger players, so we'll see if any of them have gone out. And then we're also going to go over to the Scout, I think it's called the Scout, the Global Transfer Network, and we're going to have a look at some of those players, because it's important in today's episode, because in the next episode, it's episode 55, a little bit of time is taken up by fan objectives. Now, so you guys know that we've ticked some off already, so we're going to have to discuss that. So I'm not really going to do any transfers in the next episode, but then episode 56 is where all the transfer business is going to go down in that one episode. I may only play one game and do all the transfers, because otherwise it may take a lot of time. But what we're going to do is look at all the players we could potentially get on a free next year, and then in episode 56, you guys can leave comments down below. We'll have straw polls going in episode 55, and we can discuss which players we think we should get. So first of all, let's jump over to the office and go through these emails. So first off, Awoni has been sold. We sold him to Galatasaray for 6.8 million, and we've received 5.5 from the board. Happy days. We had a transfer offer in for Phillips. I think I've already done that, so don't worry about that. Adikanye's transfer talks have broken down. Peru have taken their offer back. Camacho has now been loaned out to Cardiff. Happy days. And Ajario's transfer talks have broken down with River Plate. So that was nice and quick. We've gone through those emails. Now, if we go over to the Global Transfer Network, if you guys haven't seen the episode, wow, there's so many players in there now. There was an episode, I think 3 or 4 episodes ago, before we got into the January transfer window, where I sent Ollie Morris to England to look around the Premier League, the Championship, League 1 and League 2, for players that have less than 1 year on their contract that we could potentially get on a free for season 3. Neil Lynch did exactly the same, but sent him out to Germany to look through the Bundesliga and the Bundesliga's second league. He's come back with 21 players. Harold Martinson went out to France to look around League 1 and League 2. Same sort of thing, looking for players. All these four scouts, are looking for players with less than 1 year on their contract. And then Jerry Brady we sent out to Spain to go around the Liga Santander and La Liga 1, 2, 3. And he's come back with 21 players. The first things we're going to say, guys, is we're going to go through all these players. If you think there's a player there we should get, leave them down below in the description. In the comment section. Now let's say MTA Plays, or let's say Royal or Lee, or whoever it is, leaves a comment saying, Brad, I think you should get, let's say, Raheem Sterling. If you like that idea, give it a thumbs up, because the more comments that have thumbs up, the more I will look at putting them on a straw poll. So let's jump into Ollie Morris's scouting report and see what's going down. So I'm not really going to talk about many players, guys. We're just going to look through them, and then if we like the idea of them, we're going to see if they can come on a free. So right now, out of all those players, N'Golo Kanté, for some reason, you definitely cannot sign him on a free. His contract is not up in 6 months. Otherwise, it'd say we could approach to get him. So I'm not really sure. Let me just check someone else, because normally it says 6 months left on their contract, and these players are not saying that. This is a worry. Maybe it's because we're in the January transfer window now. We have to add them to the shortlist. So just as a test, I will add N'Golo Kanté, Max Meyer, Joel Pereira, Jacob Murphy, Jack Butland. There's no one right now that is jumping out at me and I'm thinking, do you know what? Yeah, we'd have them. Oh, Sergio Aguero. Let's add him as well. Obviously, I'm talking about getting an out-and-out striker. Now, just because I'm adding these players, guys, it does... See, there we go. When we click into Callum Hudson-Odoi, you can see on the left side where the yellow exclamation mark is, it says contract expiring in 6 months. Sergio Aguero says a leader of men, so I don't think his contract is up anytime soon. Now, we know Raheem Sterling was on here a couple of weeks ago, but he may well have been given, there we go, Sterling, contract expiring in 6 months. He has not been given a new contract. Eden Hazard, again, not been given a new contract. There is some big players here that have not been offered a new contract. David Silva has not been offered a new contract. Azpilicueta, not been offered a new contract. So as I'm going through all these players now, Fernandinho, again, he's out for 3 weeks at the moment, but his contract expires in 3 weeks. As we go through all these players, guys, if there's anyone you think we should sign that would get into the Liverpool team without pushing some of the bigger players, obviously if we went and got Sterling, he's going to want to play. So we'd have to rotate Sterling and Mane. We'd have to probably look at selling Sessegnon, because Sessegnon just wouldn't then get in the team at all. Moving over, we've just been through the 4 English leagues there, so we're moving over now to the 2 German ones from Neil Lynch. Wow, Jadon Sancho. Or Sancho, should I say. We may as well add them. I'm going to add these players, guys, just in case you are talking about them. Obviously, some of these players I may well not know. Some of them I might. I know Nacho Monreal's at Arsenal in real life. Christian Pulisic has signed for Chelsea, so we don't really want to go after him. Timo Werner. Timo Werner's contract expires in 6 months. Here's someone we are definitely adding, because I think we are needing an out-and-out striker to play alongside Bobby Firmino. And then we drop Anderson Talisca into the central midfield role. Arjen Robben. Can't believe he's still going. Going over to the French League. Is there anyone in the French League we may well look at? Obviously, if there's anyone you see that you know is a beast or might do well in the coming seasons, if we continue the Liverpool career mode, make sure you let me know, because I can add them to the list. Marco Verratti wouldn't be a bad one. In fact, I might add Marco Verratti, although he's been approached by Milan right now, so we'd have to go in for him very, very soon. Edison Cavani, Timothy Weah. Wow, Timothy Weah could be a future one for Liverpool. Angel Di Maria. I don't think there's anyone else. Unless you guys see them, make sure you let me know down below in the comment section. Now we're over to the Spanish League, and we know there's only 4 or 5 teams that we would probably take. Wow, Luis Suarez. See, it says at club since 2014. It doesn't say he's only got 6 months left, so I'm not really sure what's happening there. Wow, Rafinha is joining Manchester United when the transfer window opens. They've already signed them up. They were in there quick, weren't they? Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anyone else. So I have added players that I think may well be a good idea to look at. Obviously, you guys may well have seen someone and been like, Brad, how have you missed him? He's an absolute beast. That's why you guys leave a comment down below. But we did add a fair few players there to the transfer hub. Let's go and have a little look just quickly at Sergio Aguero. See, so we can approach to buy. Now, if he is a player like, who do we see? Like Sterling, it's just approach to sign. you don't get the option to buy. So Sergio Aguero we'd have to buy, N'Golo Conte we'd have to buy. I'll leave them on there till the next episode. See, Hazard, we can just approach to sign. Timo Werner. See, I'd like to buy Timo Werner. I'd like to get him in January, but we can only approach to sign him next year. Verratti, we can look to buy. Milan are looking at getting him right now, to be honest. Timothy Weah, we can approach to buy. I thought Timothy Weah only had 6 months left on his contract. Oh, he's under 19. I don't think you can get anyone under the age of 21 on a free contract. I do believe that's how it works. Suarez, again, we can only approach to buy. So I've added a few players there that we definitely will be removing, guys. But obviously, Coutinho right now, there'll be a straw poll down below if you guys go and vote on that, whether you'd like to bring him back to Liverpool or not. And then we can look at some of these players. I don't think Hazard, Sterling are realistic. Timo Werner could be an option, though. Bring him in next year. Then we can drop Talisca back to the central midfield role. He can play in there with the likes of Ramsey, the Ox, Naby Keita, Gino Wijnaldum. He can play in those roles, and he's very, very quick with his feet, so I like those options. But they are the things I quickly wanted to go over, guys. So now it's all about this game against Wolves in the Premier League. And if anyone, whoever Arsenal are facing, if they can do us a favour and hold them to a loss or even a draw, we can maybe extend that 6 points a little bit further. But this is the lineup we are putting out against Wolverhampton Wanderers. You guys know it. It's the usual starting 11 that I put out, and that's Mane at left wing, Roberto Firmino at striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gino Wijnaldum linking up with Naby Keita in the central midfield role, Fabinho in the central defensive midfield, Robertson and Van Dijk, Jimenez and Trent at the back, with of course Alisson in goal. Now I just realised as I was going through, it's not the usual 11. I normally play the young man Joe Gomez at centre-back with Van Dijk. This time round, I'm playing Jimenez. The reason for that is Jimenez had a cracking game against Luton Town, was getting up there for headers, using his strength to battle people off the ball, but more importantly, he also is asking to leave. I don't want Jimenez to leave. I want Jimenez and Jonathan Tah to be the next Gomez and Van Dijk. Obviously, Van Dijk is eventually going to start declining. He's going to reach his potential and then start coming down. But then obviously we'd have Jonathan Tah or Jimenez to play alongside Joe Gomez in that role. That's one of the reasons we're also looking at Koulibaly. If we got Koulibaly, we'd probably have to offload either Jimenez or Jonathan Tah, because they are both complaining right now about not getting in the team. But Jimenez had a great game against Luton Town, so I don't see no reason why I should drop him. Although Gomez is normally great, I think we need to give Jimenez a bit of a chance. And looking over there at their number 22 for Wolves, I think that may well be Divock Origi up front for him. Hopefully he does not come back to Anfield to haunt us. But let's get into this game against Wolves and hopefully bag those 3 points. Well, Liverpool versus Wolves. Wolves are one of the teams right now in real life that were newly promoted and are holding their own. They are doing very well. They have drawn and beat some of the bigger teams in the Premier League, and they are doing very well indeed. And I absolutely love, I do believe his first name is Raul, and it's Raul Jimenez up top for them. Absolutely incredible player. They've got some great players. I like Matt Doherty. I like Neres. Is it Neves? Neves is the Ajax road to glory. Neves, I think he's a great player.
Well, in terms of goal
I think they've got some incredible players. Top goal scoring teams, we've scored 53. West Ham, wow, we're second with 32 scored. West Ham scoring quite a few goals, but hopefully we can score a few against Wolves, and it is going to be Bobby Firmino to kick us off in this first half. And let's get it underway. Back to Gini. Over now to Naby Keita. He's looking at pushing on into Bobby Firmino. Bobby Firmino starting it through now to Salah. Salah looks to put one at the goalkeeper, but it is going to be pulled back. He is offside. Pulls a player out of position there. Let's be careful here, lads. Here's Origi. They're playing nice football right now, Wolves. Jimenez doesn't come away with that ball. Jota gets a shot off. It's in the back of the net. And I do believe that is Diego Jota to put Wolves 1-0 up. Yeah, Diego Jota. 12 minutes in. Don't make this be another game like Spurs. 9 goals in the Premier League. He is joined now with Bobby Firmino. Come on, lads, let's mark up. Ball down. Let's go, Trent. Ball into the middle. Van Dijk's going to get there nicely. There's Naby Keita through to Gini. Let's push on now. Go Mane. Let's slot Mane in behind. And Mane is going to get in behind here. Mane in behind the defenders. Sadio Mane looking for Bobby. Slots it. It's Bobby Firmino. We needed that goal. We needed it. And Mane pulls it back. Tell you what, Bobby Firmino's still got 2 men either side of him. I had to hit it first time. He takes it beautifully, tucks it away in that top right corner. Look at that. out of the reach of the keeper, into the roof of the net, and we find ourselves back level terms after just 37 minutes. Let's win that header. Jimenez gets there, nicely done. Here's Virgil van Dijk. Here's Mane. Mane looks to turn his man, João Moutinho. He gives him too much space, and João Moutinho gets in behind. I think we are going to be going in at half-time. There we go. The referee does play for half-time. We're going in at Anfield 1-1 against Wolves. I'm glad we brought it back to level terms, because going in against Wolves 1-0 would give them definitely the confidence to come out and try and score a second and hush our fans and put this game to bed. But luckily enough, Bobby Firmino does put it back to 1-1 level terms. Now all we need to do is get into the second half and push on for the second goal. And it is going to be Wolves to kick them off in this second half. Let's go, Genie. We just can't get the ball off them right now. And here they come forwards once again. Shot off. It's hit the post. Let's get rid of it, Fabinho. Fabinho back through now to Genie. Trying to play it through now to Naby Keita. Naby Keita through on goal. Looks to get his shot off. Keeper denies, and he is taken out. Is it a free kick on the edge of the box, or is it a penalty? I think it's going to be a free kick.
Well, that's the least surprising thing.
It must be a free kick right on the edge of the box. It is. We've got nobody to take one here. Maybe we go Bobby. Bobby doesn't have a bad free kick on him. Over the wall and into that top left corner. Come on, Bobby. Nice little lofted free kick over the wall. It's just over the bar as well. Waiting for Salah now. Let's go out wide to Salah. Salah's going to look at tucking in behind his man. Come on, Salah. Salah's away from his man. I just don't know what options we're going to have. Fabinho coming in. Ball in. Looking for Mane, who goes for the overhead kick. And Patricio collects that one like it was nothing. Put this pressure on, lads. Put the pressure on. Oh, he's done you there, son. He's done you. And here comes Divock Origi now. Ball into the middle. Van Dijk's going to have to stay tight to his man. Alisson has to pull off a save. We cannot be doing this, lads. We cannot be giving them that kind of space. Let's deal with this ball. Ball in. Gini Wijnaldum's going to come away with it. It's cleared out, but only as far as Diawara. Fabinho to come away with that ball. We've given it away again. We've given it away. Robertson does well there to stop them coming forwards.
Now he's looking for support.
Let's keep this pressure on, lads. Keep this pressure on. Let's go. Nicely done. Play it straight up now. Beautiful ball. There we go. Straight through now to Salah. Come on, Salah. You've got to get away from your defender. Here comes Mohamed Salah. He's had to go so far out wide. Let's dance him. Salah on the inside. Salah. Patricio denies. Come on, big Virgil. You need to get on this one, son. Virgil van Dijk. Nice ball in now. Van Dijk's going to get there. Van Dijk. It's cleared away. Jimenez going to play it over now to Fabinho, who takes a touch. Drills the ball in back post. Looking for Ryan Sessegnon. And Bolly puts it out for another corner. Let's look this time for Jimenez. Jimenez at this near post. Ball in. Jimenez could be there. Patricio's come out for it. Jimenez is there and scores. It's 2-1. And that is exactly what we needed. Jimenez runs off to celebrate in front of the camera with his teammates. We needed a goal, and Raul Jimenez is the one to pull it back. Now, bear in mind, it was my choice, my decision to drop Joe Gomez and put Jose Maria Jimenez into the team. Gomez was benched. Jimenez comes in, and it could potentially be Jimenez who scores his first goal in the Premier League to give us the 3 points and win this game for us. Here's Bobby playing it through now to Salah. Cuts it back. Nice little ball in now. Looking for someone in the middle. It's cleared away. Fabinho comes away with this ball. Play it into the middle. Let's lay it straight off to Gini Wijnaldum, who takes it on the volley. And Patricio puts it out for another corner. Let's go, Salah. Ball down this far side. It's Origi. It's Van Dijk. Van Dijk does the best there and comes away with that ball. And it's up to Salah now. Salah looking at pushing on. Let's play it into the middle. It's one back. It's one back. We can't be messing with the ball here. And the referee finally blows for full time at Anfield. It's been a long way coming, but we have beat Wolves 2-1. If Jimenez doesn't score that header, I don't believe we were going to win that game, and it would have went down as a draw. The Wolves players and fans must be gutted because they played very well. They were great on the counter-attack. They scored a goal with Diego Jota. There's his goal right now. Alisson, it's out of the reach of Alisson, only just. But we do manage to beat Wolves on the day 2-1. And that was like the situation when we played them in one of the English Cups and also in the Premier League. We honestly struggled to score goals past them. They had 5 shots, 2 on target, 1 ending up in the back of the net. We had 9 shots, 8 of them being on target. Very proud of how many shots we had on target there, because realistically, as long as we get half of the shots plus 1 on target, I'm very happy. We only missed 1 shot that wasn't on target. We scored 2 goals. We won the game. We bagged the 3 points, and that's the important thing. Right, guys, and here we are back at the Central after that 2-1 victory against Wolves. Sadly, we are still only 6 points clear on Arsenal in 2nd place. Now, I would go into the usual standings, have a look at the table, and work out what goal difference we've got. But it's episode 55 in the next episode, so that means we will be looking over the fan objectives and we will be looking over the goal difference anyway. So I'm going to leave that for today's episode. Just quickly want to mention a couple of things at the end of today's episode, guys. Firstly, I mentioned not talking too much. Can you guys let me know if I cut this up nicely? As long as it's less than 30 minutes, it will mean that I have talked a lot less. Obviously, we did also do a transfer in today's episode. We brought Sandro Tonali to Liverpool, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he grows amongst the other players. He did play well against Luton Town. He stuck a foot in, he put an effort in, and I was happy with his outcome. We obviously discussed the Coutinho straw poll. I didn't leave it in the previous episode, but it will definitely be down below in the comment section and the description of this video. As I mentioned, we got a new signing of Sandro Tonali. We're just going to finish off by now looking at these offers that have come in. So we've got an offer in from Stade Rennais for Adjaro. We can go ahead and accept that. I'm trying to get the youngsters off the books, so we'll accept that. And a release clause has been paid for Curtis Jones. The 1.35 million has been paid before, I do believe, by Roma, and it fell through anyway. So whether that goes through or not, I have no idea. So we'll go ahead and delete that. And I think that is everything for today's episode, guys. The last thing I want to say is we've looked through some of the players that we could potentially get on a free. If there's any players in there you'd like me to go and get on a free for season 3, whether it happens or not, let me know down below in the comment section. If there's any players that are linked in real life for Liverpool that I haven't mentioned, also let me know down below in the comment section. And finally, if there's a player out there that you would like me to go and sign that is realistic-ish, then also let me know down below in the comment section. If you like anyone's comments and you agree with it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up so I can do them potentially in a straw poll for episode 56. So we made our first signing in today's episode. I've also put the straw poll for Coutinho down below in the comment section and the description. Episode 55, because we've got to do fan objectives and I don't want the episode to be too long, we're not going to talk about any transfers in the next episode. And then episode 56, the one after 55, is when all of our business goes down. All the transfer business will be done, whether that means we're signing Coutinho, whether it's signing anyone from today's episode that you guys might be mentioning in the comment section. All our business will be done and finished in episode 57. But if you have enjoyed today's episode, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below if you're new around here. Click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been Massive Brad. Peace out.